miscellaneous. That's all I'll say right now.
Okay.
We're miscellaneous goofs.
Angry.
We're miscellaneous goofs.
So angry.
Three guys, sometimes four in a podcast studio.
I
Miscellaneous
just realized
goofs.
I'm missing my pen. Why'd my pen fall off there? Oh, I'm going naked.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Repin myself here.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
Are we on the internet?
I believe so.
Are people watching?
I don't know. Haven't loaded that part yet.
Oh. Okay. I'll reload our page and see what's going on. There it is. There it is.
Wow.
Check it out.
Why, wow.
The one in under factual errors. The first one.
That's not the one that makes me angry.
No, but this one makes me laugh. Toilet should lead into the sewer. Are they drinking toilet water? I like that it's conversational and confrontational. Oh, but
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I know. I know.
I have received a notification. Really?
Yes.
Everyone, really.
Everyone.
That's a bold,
Everyone.
It's bold. It's very bold using the everyone tag.
Get in here. Stop lurking.
What's happening?
I use the everyone tag in
On
Discord.
Discord? Uh-oh.
Here we go. We're going to get a flood. Curtis is here. Hey, Curtis.
Why would you do that?
What?
The everyone tag.
Because he has no
Because
respect.
That's just too much power.
Didn't I think, what have we used it?
No
like
one man should have
5
all that
times?
power.
And you were just,
I don't think we have ever used it officially. I think other people have used it. We've been like, no.
I've used it officially.
Have you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. I think it was when I reminded everyone of the spoiler rules and then put Alareth in timeout. I put him in the corner.
Yeah. Oh, we got an Australian here. Hey, Don.
Oh, does that mean we get to do Ixons?
Hello,
No,
Governor.
Oh, we should not. Absolutely
Thanks for joining us
Not
from
right, that's
Australia.
what I
perfect
was
one.
saying to do. Don't do that.
Hello. This is my new Australian accent.
Yes.
Mate.
Good day from down under. Hi. I'm from Perth. Blimey.
Greetings. Greetings, Donald. From Australia. Australia.
Cute pup.
You're a cute pup.
No, I meant Don's avatar is a dog.
I meant what I said.
Well, that's fine.
And you mean what you say.
Did you know
When
that
you
pup
say what
play
you-
has infiltrated the U.S. Army?
I know. I'm well aware of it.
What?
Everybody else was the last to know. Well, Harlow's the last to
I'm
know.
apparently the last to know. I still don't know.
It's fine.
Turns out there are kinky soldiers out there.
They're soldiers into things.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fox News is outraged.
Oh. Okay.
Happens. You know.
Outraged. Outraged. Outraged.
Jens is here.
G'day, Jens.
Oh. Hello, Jens. We are perfecting our Australian accents. How is mine? Now I will do my German accent. Hello, I am from Berlin.
Are you ein Berliner?
No, I am not a jelly donut.
I didn't think so. You didn't look like a jelly donut.
Oh, I could eat a jelly donut right now.
Yeah,
That's true.
I'd eat a jelly donut.
Is there anybody who delivers jelly donuts?
Oh, yeah.
Like right now?
Probably. Krispy Kreme, I'm sure.
I want a jelly donut.
Hang on. Let me check Grubhub. We can probably have one here in an hour.
I
we can't
want a
flex this
jelly
kind of power.
donut.
Oh my god, I am so sorry. I am not aware. I didn't know we were diva level now. Yeah. Are there brown M&Ms in this bowl? God damn it! I can't do this podcast.
Oh, I could eat some.
No,
brown
we can do
M&Ms
the,
right
the
now.
podcast.
Yeah. I want some donuts with M&Ms in them. That's what I want.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll see what I can find. Donut. Okay, I couldn't remember how to spell donut.
Is svelte a good thing?
Yes.
Yeah.
It is.
Well, it depends.
Well, I mean, are you okay?
I didn't think we were allowed to be that anymore. Does that mean I'm racist?
No. You just can't
Oh,
make
not
the
okay
hand
sign, no.
You
Oh.
can say that you're okay.
Okay. I mean, shit. Yes.
All right. Then
Ish.
Then you're fine.
Yeah.
Svelte's
Okay.
good. Oh no. Ah. Is it Airplane or Airplane 2 where the guy sneezes into his hands and then runs and jumps out of the building?
I think that's the first one. Actually, that's
Dunkin' is
that's top
closed?
secret.
What?
No, it's not top secret.
Are you
Krispy
sure?
Kreme Okay, all the donut places are closed for some reason.
This is what I was saying.
I don't believe it.
Hi, Kyle.
Hey, Kyle.
Kyle's here. Man, I shamed a whole bunch of people. Look at everyone showing up in the chat.
I think it's top secret.
Bob's here.
It is. It is top secret. I know it's top secret.
Bob.
It's the French Resistance people because what's his face is giving the everyone must learn to deal with adversity in his one way, and then he's like "Achoo!" and he's like and dives out the window.
Why does he do that?
I mean, they might do it also in airplanes, but I'm saying I specifically remember Deja Vu. I believe is the one giving his little speech.
Oh, you're right.
Continue as guest.
What are you logging into?
Krispy Kreme itself.
you're hacking the system. You're getting right into Krispy Kreme.
Yeah,
You're like,
Trying to.
you're
Yeah.
closed, huh? Not anymore.
Today.
The electronic locks open back up.
They should be pretty easy to hack. They have they have an open port.
Conveyor
They
belt.
got a donut hole. That's what you're saying.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I get it.
Uh-huh.
I get it. I get it. I get it. I'm smart.
Yeah.
I'm smart. I'm very smart.
Hello, everyone. You're getting our hot talk about ordering a jelly donut to be delivered to us.
Fucking jelly donut.
Huh?
Hours.
Ah.
Okay, see, they're open until 10.
Yeah.
9:28,
I believe they probably cut off delivery time.
and that's bullshit.
It is bullshit. You're right.
They should send a donut to my door at any time when they are open.
We should move to a real city where you can have these luxuries.
Yeah.
Patreon.com/BMFcast, so we can move to a city where we can order donuts at midnight.
Yes. That is our next stretch goal.
Yeah, I vote Toronto.
Tirana?
So we can
Yeah.
go to the Xerox
Well, that
facility.
Xerox Research
But I
Center,
mean, like
Canada.
I'm thinking like I think Toronto's. I mean, look,
It's still
I don't believe me. This is not meant to be an insult to anywhere in Canada and Torontons and. But I believe like Toronto would be
horribly racist.
the Jacksonville of Canada. I think.
Then we shouldn't move there.
Oh, well, I just mean like I feel like it would just be like transplanting ourselves to slightly colder weather with free healthcare and it's kind of the same.
They have a
Isn't-
baseball team.
Isn't Vancouver
Well, they do,
way
they
more
do.
Jacksonville-y than... It's like
No,
rain.
Vancouver is like Seattle. Like it's,
Yeah,
it's
because
all
they film all
hipster,
the
yeah.
stuff there that's supposed to be like New York and shit.
Right.
Isn't that where they film Rumble in the Bronx?
Yeah, but I mean, just that general area, like British Columbia, Pacific
I think
Northwest
that's
in
where-
Canada.
I think that's where most of the money
Don't
is.
they have good...
I don't
have
know.
good weather
Any
there?
city in Canada, as long as you can
Yeah.
get a donut there at 10 o'clock at night.
Tell us about the Krispy Kreme debacle.
Do you have a 24-hour
Tell
Tim
us about the
Hortons?
Krispy Kreme
And I
debacle.
guess, I guess
Debacle.
Montreal is like their. Is that like their Louisiana or
I don't know
New
anything about
Orleans?
Montreal.
Like or no, I guess that's where's the we only speak French. Is that
Quebec.
Quebec? Yeah, Quebec. So that's probably like their New Orleans. Like, oh, we're special. Look at us. We have a different language here.
Where's the city where we only speak French?
Paris. But no, I mean in Canada.
Paris, Canada.
Quebec.
Right.
MILF Manor. You should have added me on that one.
I'm sorry.
That's
I'm sorry. What? What?
You wanted me to tag you on that
Yeah,
that hot
why-
news scoop?
I didn't know there was a thing called MILF Manor
MILF Manor.
that I was able to maybe visit one day.
8 hot MILFs leave their homes and go to compete.
Oh, men half their age. No. I'm not half MILF's age anymore. I'm exactly MILF age.
Yeah.
The MILFs could be 80.
No.
No. I mean, it's like a gilf at best, and I'm like at this point, like anyone double my age is like gilf.
Is or is Del
or a D.
And by that I mean
Dead,
dead,
I'd like to
yeah.
fuck.
Yeah.
Gross. See, it's good when everyone shows up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Matt's here. Look at all these people. Look what I did. I got all these people. I shamed them.
and all the rest are annoyed.
Yeah. All
Goddamn
the rest are
ass
just
you.
like, I'm just here to make Chuck.
No, they're in other Discords farting around, and I got their attention back. They're farting around in some other Discord. Having the time of their lives. Well, fuck that. You get back over here right now.
Sure. Yeah. Fucking yeah.
You signed up for this.
So much for independent thinking.
And that's the whole point, is to think independently by doing what we say.
Right.
Right.
Also, I guess
Shit.
since we have all of these folks on in live stream land, how are the levels? Are they better than they were?
Yeah.
Acceptable.
How do we sound?
How and what are you listening on?
Are you enjoying our
Did you have to
levels?
crank us at all? Are we?
Yeah.
Would you like to crank us? at
Could
all?
you please crank us?
Are we akin to what you were just listening to?
Patreon.com/BMFcast.
Okay.
That's what we would like is
crank
be
us.
akin to what you were just listening to.
Yen says we're balanced, and I take his word because he is an audiophile.
That's true.
He owns many headphones.
Well, he is like the person who is like trying to keep the the super HD or whatever for audio formats alive.
Dolby Pro Logic 2.
That's not very pro. It's pretty old.
But it's 2.
You're right.
Thank you.
Sure. Ooh. Super audio CDs. No, that was something.
Yeah. The sect is...
Secties. Oh yeah, we didn't do John Cena theme for him.
I know.
Mouth or
We let
nose
it go.
horning today.
Mouth
You
horning?
mouth horning, nose horned, and we usually.
He did it. Yeah, in the hallway. I thought maybe you went to go get our donut delivery. Are they here yet?
No.
Yeah.
No one will deliver us donuts at this
Yeah.
moment.
Go get your fucking shine box.
Fucking jelly donut.
Let me check Uber Eats just in case.
Gonna have to go to the fucking gas station to get a jelly donut. And I'll get some of that gas station heroin while I'm there.
I mean, if you go to the gas station, you're literally just getting like a slightly older version of what you were getting at the Krispy Kreme.
I know,
anyway.
they just drop it
Right.
off there
Yeah.
on their way home.
No, they drop them off in the morning
Oh.
and never again.
Oh.
In the morning on Sunday.
Or a fritter. An apple fritter would be good. Where can I get an apple
No.
fritter?
You already said jelly donut.
Or a bear claw.
You said jelly donut. You're getting
What do you go?
jelly
Cop?
donut.
You know, if you are, you have to say.
Right, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the rule.
Oh, Duncan will deliver on Cassett Avenue, but
Oh,
Well, the studio's not over there anymore.
yeah, that doesn't help.
Okay.
Oh, should we do a thing?
Oh, business first.
Oh, I apologize.
Shut your mouth when we're doing business.
Okay. Right.
He's gonna find me a donut.
I'm going to need the BMFcast credit card if this works.
What are you doing?
Ordering a fucking jelly donut.
One?
Yes, one for me, one for you.
Where are these coming from?
Where's my fucking jelly donut?
I'll figure it out, okay? I don't know yet. I'm trying. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, if I don't condone living in excess, but if it's going to be done, I want a part of it.
You didn't ask for a jelly donut. You did not get a jelly
Fine.
donut.
Fine.
You can have a regular glazed.
Bob, this is a very specific jelly donut crave. Someone said the word jelly donut, and then I said, I want a jelly donut, and that's why we're here.
We were riffing on JFK's Ich bin ein Berliner,
Right.
which is literally translated to I'm a jelly donut, but yeah.
Jens, yes, we do have Sublime donuts, but they're called Krispy Kreme.
Mm-hmm.
Krispy Kreme.
Cream.
That's with two Ks
Crispy.
because it's the South.
K-Rispy Karema. Okay, all right, no donuts. I can get donuts on my side of town, but y'all are fucked over here. Fucking amateurs.
Okay,
Yeah.
going to the gas station when the show's
Because
over.
there's more cops over
All the cops
Yeah.
were there yesterday.
Yeah.
there. Like this cop right here is just like, I have to have a donut right
Not
now.
a cop.
I won't podcast. I won't podcast before I
Not
have a
cop.
donut.
I'm a businessman. With a
I don't know why you're a
business
Boston cop, but yeah, you're a Boston cop. I need a donut before I podcast.
plan. Not a cop.
You fucking rat. Eh?
Eh?
All right.
Moon's here.
Good night, Moon.
No, we want Moon to stay.
Oh.
Hello, Moon. Man, your second application.
I know, man.
I know, yeah.
Layer that shit on. Is it still not wild enough?
No.
Need some waterberries, or is it cherry?
What?
It doesn't even smell that great.
Oh. Man, what has happened?
I don't know, but should we do a podcast?
Yes.
Oh, right.
Eh,
Now I'd completely
we
forgotten
can't
the
get
episode
donuts.
number.
563.
Yeah. Okay.
Woo.
All right, and welcome to the BMFcast.
Hey, BMFcast.
Yeah.
BMFcast.
Episode 563.
Woo!
Wow.
Nintendo.
Numbers going up.
Almost.
Almost. It's almost 5 Nintendos.
Yeah.
So I'm Harlow,
I'm BJ.
I'm Chuck.
and what we do each and every episode of this here BMFcast is we watch ourselves a quote-unquote bad movie. Then we come in here and talk about it. Then they get ratings, good bad movies, enjoyable bad movies. They get 1 to 5 jocks and robot jocks.
All right.
Robot Job.
We like that.
That is the good scale.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
But there are bad movies as a stay away. They get a negative sliding scale, 1 to 5 bags and giant bags of trash
Boo.
in which they belong.
That's the bad scale.
See, bad and bags very close.
Right. Mm-hmm. See?
Now you're getting it.
It's a smart rating system.
So, Christmas time is nearly upon us. So, what better way to celebrate than with a Canadian horror movie that takes place near Christmas?
Yeah.
I feel like we watched horror movies at Christmas for like the last 8 years. I feel like. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like Silent Night, Deadly Nights, and
Yeah.
Santa Sleigh,
Uh-huh.
and things like that.
Yeah.
And we watched the Jack Frost that was the murdering one too. I just feel like we've always watched horror movies at Christmas.
The murdering one.
Yeah, I mean not
Yeah,
the Jack Nicholson like oh holy shit my dad's a snowman one, but the other one.
That's Michael Keaton.
Oh Mike, yeah,
You Batmaned yourself.
Michael Nicholson. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, I did. I Batman myself. I do that often. I
Yeah.
just knock myself out to 40 beats per minute.
Okay. Yeah, we watched 1988's The Brain.
Yeah.
Canadian horror Christmas movie from the director of Alien Warrior.
So, there's been some debate on the Christmas movie front lately. Like, some backlash to the backlash to the backlash.
Sure.
To the backlash.
Yeah.
Die Hard is more of a Christmas movie than The Brain.
That is correct.
Because Christmas plays a more important role in the Die Hard than in The Brain.
This has nothing to actually do with Christmas. It is
Right.
just there are Christmas decorations.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
There's
Yeah.
literally no mention of it. Like no one even says Christmas.
It was fall in Toronto, or maybe it was winter in Toronto. So they were like,
I think they follow
No
the same seasons as we do.
I don't
there,
know.
yeah.
It's a different country. They
Oh.
got the metric system.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
It could be a metric fall.
it might have been metric
Yeah.
Christmas,
They only have 10 months.
metric winter,
It's true. It's a league of Christmases.
League of Extraordinary Christmases.
Yeah. So I mean, but like Die Hard, yes. I mean, there's nobody in the plaza because they're having a Christmas party. There are
Yes.
plot points that are specifically revolve around Christmas.
Yeah.
Right.
So this is just like, all right, there's some streamers and somebody will fall out, and there's a.
It's cold.
When
Yeah.
I say something is a Christmas movie, it is just because there is one decoration in it where you can go, look.
Right. We don't follow we don't follow any rules here.
No. Who gives a shit? It's the brain. It's about a big giant brain that eats
yeah.
people.
Yeah, it's funny because it's a big brain. Yeah.
Brain. It's funny. Yeah.
There's a Canadian. That was funny.
Yeah. But yeah, like I said, this is from the director of Alien Warrior, so it was why not check out his next film and see like what the hell was his insane mind doing?
Still into aliens.
Yeah, he had a running theme, I guess, which was but this is a bad alien. This
Spoiler
alien's
alert.
mean.
Yeah, the brain is an alien.
Yeah. Also, his handler is an alien,
Right.
but
Also, most of the people in this movie are aliens.
Canadians. Let's not get
Yeah.
offensive to.
Oh, I mean, yeah.
I mean, if they came here.
They're legal.
But-
Well, the movie
Canadians.
came here, so they're aliens.
Oh,
Huh.
oh.
I don't think that's how it works.
Well, I don't
I mean,
know.
it's legal.
I mean, they're more
immigration.
ghosts than aliens because, I mean, by the definition of like capturing their spirit on film.
I don't know how that goes,
So-
but
Yeah. But I'm
Right.
just saying they're closer akin to ghosts than they are aliens.
Okay.
That's all.
This movie starts with a sequence of there's a television show called Independent Thinking, and it is hosted by the guy from Reanimator, and he's the alien.
Not Jeffrey Combs.
No, the doctor guy.
Right.
Who apparently has in his contract to get beheaded and everything because he's doesn't have a head in this at the end.
Man, we're just spoiling everything.
Whatever.
Right out the gate.
So there's this show, and everyone in town is hooked on it, and he is constantly like, next week we'll be everywhere.
Yeah.
It's so exciting. We're not just going to be in Meadowvale anymore.
I mean, the air quotes irony is, it's more irony than a lot of sports said irony, but the air quotes irony is right there, right off the bat, because, it's like, not only do they have an applause sign, but it's like, please applause, please smile more, and then it's like pans over to independent thinking, and this guy going like, you're awesome, you listen to us, and it's not independent thinking at all, it's brainwashing.
Yeah.
Ha ha.
Yep.
But as you pointed out, the independent thinking is in stuff font,
Yes,
or,
it is.
or old Dr. Pepper font kind of too. I mean,
too.
Yeah.
But for the basis of this
Yeah.
show, the stuff font.
Right.
So anyway, there's a mom who's watching it, and she's like, "Hey, daughter, come down here and watch this." And the daughter's like, "Harumph, that man is a quack. I don't like him."
Actually, she says like, I already see enough of him. Like she's already a patient.
She's a patient at the
PRI.
psychiatric.
Paranormal Research Institute.
No, it's-
Psychiatric Xerox Research Center, Canada.
I don't think you spell Xerox with a P.
It's like
P silent.
pterodactyl.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, she's like, "I'm not watching that," and she goes to her room, and the room attacks her basically, like she's
Oh no! Attacked by a movie from the future.
yes.
I mean, the
hi.
the walls do cave in on her, and all of the things come out like
They are tearing
tongues.
her apart.
Yeah, the tongues and I don't know where her head is at.
There's tongues and tentacles, and her teddy bear starts crying blood, and the walls close in, and then hands come out of the TV in the wall, and then her mom's like, "Hey,"
They're like Gozer hands.
Yeah.
Or,
really, just like three-fingered, like just
Yeah.
things. And her mom comes in. She's like, "The fuck? What's wrong with you?" And she's like, "I don't know." And then the tentacle comes back in again and attacks her mom. So she stabs it a bunch with scissors. And it turns out that the tentacle wasn't there. She just stabs her mom to
the
death.
tentacle was inside her the whole time.
Yes.
Wait.
The real tentacle was the bombs we killed along the way.
Right.
But then there's like this giant brain that's on like a swing on the other side of her mirror, and it just keeps going back and forth, and then smashes through the mirror and attacks her face and throws her out a window.
Yeah, it grabs her by the tentacle. It's a tenfenestration.
Yeah, that's it.
Defenticlestration?
Deep.
That was a hard word to assemble in my head.
And this was
It's an overfenestration.
I like yeah.
Yeah, all right.
Okay, you win.
it was right before this too that both of you in different tones asked if this was tentacle porn. Harlow was disgusted, and you were delighted.
He was going for comedy because I was like, "Is this tentacle porn?" And then he followed up with
Is this tentacle porn?
I told you no, and I told him yes.
Yeah, and I questioned the logic because you broke my robot brain by I never tell a lie.
So anyway, that gives us a hint of what's coming, which is basically nothing will make sense. It is just things are happening. There are tentacles, there are brains, there are hallucinations,
Yeah,
and
I mean the main. All right, so the main thrust of this movie is that we were introduced to Jimmy, the asshole kid.
he's just Jim.
Fine, people do call him Jimmy from occasion, and
High
because
school senior.
because he's an
Jim.
asshole, his name is Jimmy, and and when you are not an asshole, you may be Jim, and you may have a grown-up name when you grow the fuck up. But Jimmy is like supposedly one of the highest IQ students in the school, but he's also just
He's very smart, but he's an idiot. He's
just full of mischief. He's a prankster.
a 50s 8-year-old. He's fucking Dennis the Menace for some reason, and it doesn't
Yes.
make any sense because his brand of mischief is right out of like the shit you would order in comic books. It is just I'm surprised he didn't joy buzzer someone at some point. Because his initial thing is like he gets to school and he's like, "Hey, all my friends," and then he's like, "Gotta go to the toilet. See you later," and goes in and he has like a little box of sodium, like the actual not
Pure
just, not,
sodium.
yeah,
metal.
not fucking
Yeah.
table salt or anything, but
Yeah.
and just throws it down the toilet.
Well, it's because it's sodium chloride.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's pure sodium is different.
So, really, I can't just pour some salted water and make it explode like
No,
the
no, you
ocean?
can. You just gotta try
you can
harder.
make certain fish live there.
Oh, okay. So anyway, he does that, and then a water fountain goes and sprays like the principal / guidance counselor,
toilets-
whoever
toilets
the harumph
explode.
guy is in the movie, and they call his parents in like, listen, Jim's the best student we've ever seen, but he's a dumbass. And so we're sending him to PRI to get some here, watch this tape. And it's just a tape of that dude saying, come to PRI. And they're like, that's a good idea. Let's do that.
It is kind of like the most worthless tape because
It's
I mean,
awful.
Well, I mean, they make a big deal about sending the guidance counselor over to press play on this
Yeah.
ancient, pop-up VCR,
It's-
and
it
and then
makes a
it's-
fucking ka-chunk sound
and
when you
then-
hit the
and then
play
it's just
button.
like, hello, I'm Dr. Blake from the PRI. We have a history of curing teenage problems like drugs and sex and suicide. So come on down. Anyway, bye. And it's just like, well, that sounds good.
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't have any of those problems. You're like, well, yeah, but you suck ass and you keep blowing shit up, so you're going there anyway.
You're a genius student, but I'm not going to let you graduate because you suck ass.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's like, okay, whatever, fine. And so everyone stands up for some reason, like he's the fucking president leaving the room. And he just whips out this big, giant tube of crazy glue and squirts it on the dude's chair. Like, haha. It's like, Jesus Christ, guy.
That never, I mean, other than we get a squish when the guy sits down, we don't get the prank payoff
right.
of that. It's
There's
just,
no, like, oh, my pants have no,
oh,
my
God,
ass is hanging
or
out.
like we see him later in the movie and like chair's still attached to him somehow.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah,
you know.
they couldn't get it off.
Right. It went through his pants into his skin, so he's fused. Yeah.
He's got a girlfriend who is
Yeah,
the
it's-
most useless character I
Jane.
have ever seen
Is
in a
it
movie.
Jane?
It's Rebecca De Hornay. I mean, I don't know. She just kind of looks like her, but she also doesn't know how to speak for movie volume at all. So
No,
she's
terrible.
constantly just like, oh,
She's
and she's like, what? What did you? And he's like, yeah.
she's both a wet blanket and just absolutely useless in every situation.
Mm-hmm.
Like just the worst. And so they are making out in a car, and he's like, "Now's the time," and she's like, "Oh no, it's not till we get to college." And then their dumbass friends show up wearing Halloween masks because it's Christmas, and they're like, "Boo!"
It's a Nightmare Before Christmas, Chuck.
Oh.
Don't you know anything?
Well, I do now. Yeah, so their friends are like, haha, we pranked you. We also went down to the joke store and bought dumb shit.
They bought little jokey masks.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if could you buy like pure sodium at the joke store? Do they have that next to the fake dog poo?
Probably in Canada, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
just what fake dog?
Because,
poo?
I mean, it did have a big warning label on it. Like, you could just buy the sodium for funsies, but just don't put it in water or it'll
Yeah.
explode.
Yeah, don't. That's a good warning on Earth. Yeah, don't let this come in contact with water or it may explode.
That's what leads me to believe it was
Yeah.
sold at the joke shop. So, anyway.
Maybe it was fake sodium, and that's why.
Oh.
That's why
yeah.
it didn't.
It was really just a hunk of Alka-Seltzer because that's
Yeah,
kind of all it really
that's kinda
did.
all
Right.
it does, yeah.
That's why it didn't detonate the fucking toilet the instant he threw it in.
No. It just made them turn into a bidet. One is a nice shitty bidet because the water coming out of it is so brown.
It's kind of gross.
It's gross. So then he goes to the institute, really, to get his evaluation on.
And it's just like, hey, meet hot nurse. She's going to put some electrodes on your head and then
Yeah.
leave the room. And the doctor's going to come in and show you a video screen with said nurse on it. And she's holding an apple, but he's
Right.
like, that's a baseball, right? And he's like, no, that's an apple.
But
And-
like the thing I like about this is that how casually they are just like the brain is here in in a giant petri dish with a bunch of goo in it, and they're all just like hanging out around it. Like, here's this giant brain
Well,
for some
not,
reason.
Not like the kid. I mean, he's not in on
No,
it yet. I
it's
mean,
in like
all
you know
the doctors
the
are
two-way
part of this,
mirror
yeah.
other room, the interrogation room. They're on the other side of it, but it's just this casual reveal of just like, yep, brain's here, and we're in charge of it. We're doing nefarious shit.
Yeah, and at this point, it is just like a brain. Like, I mean, like, we have seen the brain briefly. It showed up, I think, to yank the original girl out the window.
Yeah.
Where we're like, hey, it's the brain. But
Yes.
now it's just chilling in a petri dish, and I mean, it is just a giant brain. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, when I say just a brain, it's 8 times larger than a human brain or whatever.
Sure.
But I mean, and it's growing a spine. But otherwise, it's just that in a petri dish, not like floating or anything. It's just sitting there.
Yeah.
So because it eventually grows a face and it has a
It,
personality.
it does shortly after this, after what happens here, because so Jim has to watch this video, and the point of the video is that he's supposed to see the nurse holding up a baseball, but he doesn't. He sees an apple.
And the readout from the brain, I guess it's the brain's communicating back is just like rejected, or it's
Yes.
like it's saying hypnosis, and then it's like rejected.
Right, because they've got electrodes attached to the brain as well. The brain is trying to suggest that it's a baseball, and it's not working on Jim because Jim is horny. Because Jim then hallucinates that the nurse takes her top off.
Not so much takes off. It just magically disappears.
It starts to yoink upwards physically, and then it just disappears because they probably couldn't get that effect to work. But yeah, so the nurse is there topless, and then eventually the nurse is not on the screen; she's in the room, but he's hallucinating.
Well, he does. They do try to like make him see the base. He does see the baseball, even though it's a softball for a second, and then
Yeah, because the brain ups its
yeah.
power. It's
And
like,
he's
hey,
like, oh no, I'm sorry, it's back to an apple, but
Yeah.
she's still topless. And they ruin a joke. I mean, an obvious joke because it's just like because he's like, I don't see an apple, but I see, and he's like,
I see two
round
things.
And it's like, really? Like, I mean,
It's a shame too because 5 minutes later they're gonna nail a joke, and it's like, okay, why did you have that one but not this one?
Yeah.
So anyway, like the doc is super fucking pissed about all this. He's just like, you get the fuck out of here. Like, you son of a bitch, you just get the fuck out of here right now.
Yeah.
He goes to leave. Now the nurse is strangely on Jim's side. Like, she's like, why are we even doing this? Why are we listening to this brain? Like, what are we doing here?
well, because she knows that every time they find somebody like this that rejects the hypnosis, that like they're going to hallucinate and probably kill themselves or somebody
Murder.
else. Yeah.
So they're like, fuck that noise, and then they just feed her to the brain. The brain like opens up and manages to.
Oh, they don't feed her to the
Oh
brain.
no, the brain just is like, fuck this,
like,
and launches at her face, and then eventually swallows her whole.
And I think it's after this it grows the face.
That's when the face emerges
Jim
out
had
of it.
seen the face in his, it was a weird, like, Exorcist 2, like, he's seeing the naked lady and then it flashes the brain face, and I'm
Yeah.
sorry for that weirred reference, but
No,
if you've seen it,
that's-
you know it.
That's
what I'm talking
exactly.
about,
I mean, it's just this dark corridor that they're pushing
Yeah.
the special effect down towards the camera, and it is a giant face. Like when it emerges out of this brain, the thing is.
it's like a critter's face. Or,
Yes.
yeah. I mean, that is
But I mean, like the effect is, it will get even larger towards the end of the movie. But right now, I mean, it is huge. It is a huge face toothy brain.
Yes.
It's terrifying.
I mean, it's Krang, if you've seen Ninja Turtles
Yes,
cartoons.
It's like a mad ball. It is. It
Okay.
is one of those things. You squeeze it and goo shoots out of it or whatever.
a boglin.
Yeah, a boglin.
Yeah.
Hey! Sorry.
No, an 80s reference is not that old.
It's pretty
although it's 35 years ago.
It's pretty old.
Anyway, I think it's a neat practical effect, even though it's obvious. Like you just look at it and go, yeah, but still, like someone was like, what if it's just a big brain with a face on it with teeth? And you're like, yeah, okay. And they pulled it off. I think it's kind of cool looking. But anyway, Jim leaves, and then the brain makes him hallucinate, and he crashes his car.
Well, I mean, that's because, like, he's... Like, first the pedals stop working, and then he's trying to steer, and the steering wheel just crumbles off like it's made of paper mache.
Yeah, like
and
it's a
then
fucking Tesla.
And then the evil Freddy Krueger tongue starts coming out of the steering column.
Yes, which he's like, no, thank you.
Yeah.
I do not want this. Please go back into there, whatever you are. Yeah, but the car hits an embankment, it flips over, catches on fire. He just kind of casually gets out of it and is like, that's
Yeah.
unfortunate.
I was disappointed by this turn of events.
I know, because you wanted Jim dead. You didn't realize that Jim was the hero of the story.
I still don't.
Jim should not have been the hero of this
Right.
story. He sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's no one else in this town who could actually put a sentence together. Everyone else is just, duh. You want that mullet motherfucker who works at the Tasty Freeze to be
I
the
mean,
hero?
yeah.
More so, yeah. I mean,
I'd
That
rather
guy also couldn't speak loud enough to be picked up by microphones.
no.
or Jane,
Yeah.
maybe the girlfriend. Is that her name? Jane.
I don't know. She sucks.
Yeah, but she sucks less than that dude.
The nurse would have been fine. Take your top off, nurse, and
Yeah.
be the hero. Kill the brain.
Yeah,
But she's dead.
Vivica or
Sure. Vivica, a nurse.
Who was also a fox.
Vivian.
I don't know. She's dead.
Vicky.
It doesn't matter anymore.
She's the most important character in this movie.
Okay.
I thought the brain was.
No,
Yeah.
No.
No.
Brain's the titular.
Yeah, I thought that, like this was.
She's the titular character.
She
The brain
is.
is not.
I thought he was like Iceman or Johnny from the Karate Kid. Like I was rooting for the brain. Like the brain really had the right idea going on here. Other than the occasional eating
Subjugate
of people.
the humans. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's-
I mean, you know.
that's fine.
Well, the brain makes the car crash, and he gets out, and it explodes, and he walks to where his girlfriend works, which is
Conveniently, like 7 steps
Yeah.
from where he crashed.
It's just Bubba's Tasty Freeze and hamburger joint.
It's Bubba's way too many things in one place that they're serving.
They
It's
sell
like,
too many items.
yeah,
and they're
steaks
all on
and
the sign.
hamburgers and
just a diner.
You know,
Fish and chips.
yeah, too many things.
And everyone in town works here. And he goes in and is like, I've been in a car crash. And they're like, what the hell? Get in the back room. So he gets in the back room and they're like, someone comes in and is like, the entire cheerleading squad just showed up. Everyone get back to work. So they all leave him alone. And then he starts hallucinating again because tentacles start shooting out of stuff. And
Well, first the blood starts coming out of all the soda things,
Yeah.
whatever containers,
Kegs?
cartridges.
Yeah.
Kegs?
I don't know.
yeah, like some styrofoam cups fall over, and it's very spooky. It's so very spooky. And then like the cop, there's this running cop who just keeps showing up just to advance the story,
Yep.
basically. And
Officer Kanicki. Or
yeah, he
whatever.
just shows up and he's like, "Hey, where's Jim? He crashed his car." And they're like, "We don't know, officer." And they're like, he's like, I thought he would have come in here because you work here, and his car is right over there. Where is he?" Meanwhile, there's a fucking commotion going on in the back because Jim is fighting an invisible monster, and I don't know why they're making excuses for this, but they're all like, "Oh, that's the new stock clerk. He's an idiot." So finally, Jim just explodes out the door, fighting this nothing while everyone is horrified, and he's destroying the restaurant. He gets arrested at this point.
Well, they're all wrestling with him, and then the David Harbour.
That's right.
Whatever orderly.
David
guy.
Harbour's dad shows
Yeah.
up.
Well, he's kind of he's a mix between David Harbour and the bounty hunter from Raising Arizona. That
Yeah.
guy, Tex
And
Cobb or
Tyrion.
whatever his name is.
Lannister.
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, it's just like he comes. Just the man's all hair, and he like comes in. And he's like here.
And Randall Tex Cobb.
Yeah. But yeah, he's just like, here's a stab. Here, go to sleep.
Here's a stab. Go to sleep.
A jab. I mean, if you're British, how about that? That's what I was going for.
He does. He injects him and throws him over his shoulder. It's like, I got this. And takes him back up to the Xerox facility, where they throw him into a room that does not look safe at all. It's just filled with electrical junctions and boxes and all kinds of things.
All like someone's just painted this room white, but
Yeah.
it's like not a flat wall. It's just
Yeah.
all the plumbing and everything is on the back wall, but they painted it all white
Yeah.
still. So
There's like an oil drum or two in there. Yeah. It's not a very safe
No,
room for
it's not,
anyone.
Yeah, not a safe room at all. Not a padded room.
There's a crazy guy he met in the hallway earlier, because of course crazy people are just roaming the halls. And he comes to, and he kind of sits up, and then just immediately sees like this giant knife breaking through the door, and he's like, he doesn't react to this at all. He's just like, well, that's unusual. And eventually it's like, hey, I'm me, it's me.
I mean, given the things that
I'm
he's seeing
drunk.
popping out of random things, I think a knife is on the pretty up and up.
I don't know if I was just in a room and I wake up and all of a sudden a knife is
But if you've
busted
also
through a
seen
door.
tongues and tentacles and things popping out of stuff, I'm like, a knife just means like, well, breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
I know what a knife is.
Also, just waking up from
Yeah.
being drugged.
Yeah. So anyway, this guy comes in. He's just like, "Hey, let's switch places. They'll never know the difference." And that guy's like, "Yeah, cool. See ya." So Jim leaves. And it as he's starting to leave, the girlfriend and the dude with the bad hair have driven up there because she's like, "We got to get Jim." So they are also there, and they break into the boiler room, which is where Jim is heading for some reason. They all get into the boiler room, and the brain is also here.
Yeah, they all just kind of meet up and are like, "Oh, hey." I mean, there's no like, "Oh, wow, I can't believe we ran into you."
It's weird. She is freaking the fuck out. Like, we have to find him. It is life or death. And he just pops up behind him like, hey guys, come on, let's go. It's like, well, that was a a lot of effort.
Yeah. But then, I don't know, Willie or whatever his friend.
Willie.
Yeah,
he
gets
rounds
that.
a corner and walks head first into the brain, which is just this giant object in the room, and it just bites his head off.
I am disappointed in us. I mean, we missed we skipped right over the best part of this movie is that after Vivica gets eaten.
Right, yes.
Yeah, the nurse or doctor. She's a doctor. She's not a nurse, but whatever. I mean,
The titty lady.
yeah, the naked lady from earlier gets eaten. The guy from your Reanimator goes.
He's super stoked.
Yeah, I mean, in like a very good, like over dramatic Christopher Lee style way. He's like, "That's food for thought." Yeah.
Yep.
He knew he was delivering.
Yeah.
He knew.
The character knew he was delivering like the best one-liner of his life.
Yeah.
Let me quickly address the guy or person who wrote the goof on IMDb about that line, because
We gonna address a goof, huh? We doing a goof?
Oh, we're going to talk about
not a
that
goof?
Jamook over there with 1 to 18 likes?
Goof,
Over
not a
here
goof.
with this is a goof?
this fucking guy.
This fucking
An
guy over here.
interrupting
Guy.
goof, not a goof. All right, Chuck, you read the goof.
So this guy, right?
This fucking
Eh?
guy.
This fucking guy. He's like, after the alien brain eats the woman, dude's quote, "That's food for thought," really doesn't make sense. You fucking idiot.
Forget about it, you
Yes,
fucking
it does.
moron.
It's called joke.
You'll see, a brain is where you do your thoughts.
Uh-huh.
And then if it eats something,
Uh-huh.
that's food
Uh-huh.
for thoughts.
Uh-huh.
It's a saying. It's a thing people said.
Yeah.
It's a one-liner.
Come on.
All right. All right.
Typically,
all
a
right.
book or something or an idea is a food for thought.
All right.
But in this case, it's actual food for thought.
for a brain which does a thought. I don't me personally, I don't see I don't in this. All right, we got to vote. Goof, not a goof.
Not a goof.
You?
The thing, not a goof. The person who wrote it, big fucking goof.
That's my guy. I also vote not a goof.
You fucking goof.
Secondary, you fucking goof for the goof writer.
Right.
Biggest goof in the goof section. This fucking guy. This has been your episode of Goof Not a Goof.
I think it's an anachronistic problem because your ass needs to go back to kindergarten and learn some fucking shit.
Oh.
Oh.
Anyway, all right.
So anyway,
The people love Goof Not a Goof.
I know.
All right.
But man, fuck that guy. I'm so glad only 1 out of 18 people who read that was like, yeah, totally. Like, no.
Oh, and I called out the number too. I was specifically like, 1
Yeah.
in 18 people found this useful.
Yeah.
Normally, I'm embarrassed for the human race looking at the number of people that found something, some bullshit on IMDb
Yeah.
helpful.
I'm only embarrassed for one of them. Well, 2 of them. One that wrote it and the one that was like, oh, that's good.
Yeah.
I agree.
it's totally a goof. So, yeah. So they meet back up at the boiler room. Willie gets eaten by the brain.
That's not a euphemism.
Nope. He just totally just gets eaten by that brain. And they're like, oh, God. Now, by the way, in this boiler room, which does not seem functional in any way, shape, or form, there is literally nothing in this room that is functional. There are signs everywhere that say, warning, sodium.
Now, sodium in use. Yeah.
If you've seen a film, you realize this movie went out of its way at the beginning to show that Jim is proficient with
Yeah.
sodium.
That's Chekhov's nah.
I get it. I'm there.
So anyway, prepare yourselves for that. But not yet. They just leave. They get in Willie's truck, and it's like, where's Willie's keys? And they're like, it's in Willie's pocket, and Willie's in the brain. So we find his hide key, and they find it. And, of course, David Harbour comes running out with the gun to get them.
Tex Harbor.
Yes. So they get away, and then they get stopped by the cops, and it's the same cop again, and he's just like, all right, fuck this, handcuffing the both of you, and throws them into the back of his car.
Yeah, like bodily throws them.
Yeah. And then the orderly dude shows up again, and this time he's just got an axe, and he's like, hey, officer, let me ask you a question. And just his head clean off. Just one cut, just whoosh, and that head comes off. And they both look at this like, oh no, that cop that's always harassing us has been decapitated.
Yes. Third beheading this week. What a day.
And then, like, they're like, well, cheese this. We'll just get out of the back of this police car because in Canada, apparently, you can do that. So
That's the polite. It's the honor system of police cars.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
So they get out and they
I mean,
run
you
off.
also can't lock the back of a horse. So, I mean, why do it to the cars?
Yeah, it's just a tradition.
It's only fair. Yeah.
So they run off into the woods. Orderly guy gives chase, but then another cop comes up. Now he's standing there with an axe, and the cop gets out, and he's just like, hey, they killed the chief with this axe. You got to get him. And it works. They're like, yeah, it checks out.
I think to explain away some of this stuff, like most of the people in the town are brainwashed to the side of
Yes.
the brain.
Yes, everyone seems to like this program. The what is it? Free
Independent
thinking?
thought.
Independent thoughts. or
Independent thinking.
Thinking. Yeah.
Independent thinking.
Yeah.
And this leads to them in the backyard of this house, which is the house of his principal / guidance counselor. And his wife is inside watching Independent Thinking. And the doctor comes on and basically talks right at her. He's like, listen,
Kill your husband.
your husband won't watch this show with you. Kill him.
Yeah. Well, if he doesn't like the show with you, he clearly doesn't like you.
Yeah.
So, do with that what you will.
He says, "Be aggressive. Be aggressive."
Like, brr, it's getting cold in here.
It's weird though because he doesn't actually directly say "kill your husband."
Yeah.
He's just like, yeah, make him watch the show. If he wants you, he'll want to watch me.
Right.
Now, go be aggressive. And the guy's out there, chainsawing up some logs with some beer on his back deck like you do in Canada.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he's taking a break. He takes a little beer break. And she walks up to him and says, "You're going to watch this fucking show with me." And he's like, "No."
He
not gonna do
literally
it."
just, the camera's right in his face, and he just goes, no.
Not my thing. You go ahead.
Yeah.
And she's like, well,
Yeah.
that will not stand. And so she picks up the chainsaw
Yeah.
and chainsaws him in half.
And she also holds it weird.
She does.
Like, normally you hold a chainsaw with the blade vertical. She holds
like
it horizontal.
gangster
It
style.
might be is it a Canadian thing?
Yeah, I think so.
Just like maybe it's the more polite direction.
Well,
to
the
hold
poles
it.
are different up there, so it's
Oh,
like the magnetic
Yeah,
weight of the
I gotcha,
chainsaw.
yeah.
This is
Also-
all true.
Also, there's
Get an almanac.
there's less or more gravity up there.
I will. I mean,
You get all of them.
I'm gonna probably read Rich Dick's almanac, not whatever the hell you've been reading.
Rich dicks.
Yeah. It's the difference from Poor
Poor
Richards.
Richards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Opposite,
Yeah.
I just caught up. To
All
that,
right. Yeah.
So, anyway.
Hey, yes, the oldest of old man alarms.
Yes.
My Ben Franklin references over
Yeah,
here.
I'm sorry, but that broke the alarm. There's no alarm loud enough for that reference.
Except for the alarms in this movie.
Oh yeah, we'll get there. So they watch this man get murdered, and they're just like, huh. And then they're like, where should we go? And she's like, I don't know, the school. It's Saturday. And he's like, yeah, that's a great thought. So they go to the school. And they break into the school, and she's like, I need to call my dad. And he's like, no, you don't. Your dad is brainwashed. If you call your dad, he will show up here with the cops, and we will get hosed because Canada. And she's like, okay, I won't call him. And so he's like, I'm going to the metal shop to get something to get these cuffs off. You wait here. And she immediately goes and calls her dad.
I think she just immediately goes and turns the television on because he comes back. Or does she
No,
call
no,
her
no,
dad?
No, she calls.
Does she call her dad?
dad.
She calls her dad.
Okay.
The television is the next morning.
That's yeah. So he cuts their cuffs off, and they're like, "Let's go sit down in the biology lab." So they go in there. They're sitting for like, I don't know, 12 seconds, and she's like, "I'm so ready now." And
Pretty
he's
much,
like, "What?" And she's like, "Take me."
I don't want to wait for college.
Right.
I think she's assuming she's going to die, and she doesn't want to die a
Probably.
virgin.
Yeah,
So
she doesn't
so-
want to wait for their lives to be over.
Yes. Yeah. So cut to the what we think is the next day, but this is a dream sequence where the brain has taken control of the classroom skeleton. It's so dumb.
I don't know why,
But it was
either,
rad,
because the brain's like in the room, like there was no reason.
Yeah.
and also,
But it's a dream.
they also don't
it's using
hear
it as a
yeah.
conduit to
Yeah.
appear.
Oh,
it's so dumb because at first you're like, why is the brain telepathically controlling a thing? There's no way it can control. And also, what is that thing going to possibly do to them? But it's a fake out because as soon as the skeleton even moves slightly, the camera pans over and the brain is just there and it goes, rah, and then Jim wakes up. And he's like, what? Where's
I don't really understand this because he wakes up, she's not there, and everything's normal.
It's the next day. They fall asleep at post-coitus.
Okay, so he's just dreaming the brain came in and
Yeah.
menaced them?
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Okay.
So anyway, he wakes up. She's gone. He's like, well, where's my beloved? So he goes and passes by the library, and she's standing there watching Independent Thinking. And he's like, stop watching that. And she's like, you're a murderer. He's like, ah, shit. So... and it's also at this point, I don't know why it took overnight, but her dad and the cops have shown up. And
There's a lot of like strange passages of time because when they first initially escaped when they were handcuffed and escaping the orderly and the cop that got beheaded and everything, they're just running, and then all of a sudden it's like 8 hours later. It jumps in time. It's like middle of night.
again, them being closer to the sun up there, you only get like an hour of darkness.
Oh,
Especially during the winter.
and 30
Yeah.
days of night.
You mean
Yes.
an hour of
okay?
Sunlight?
sunlight?
It's backwards.
Oh, it's backwards. Okay, it's Toronto.
Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah. It gets weirder as you go further north.
Sure.
But-
Toronto is not
but
that
in
far
Toronto,
north.
Right,
yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So
In Toronto, it's especially weird because it's close to the U.S.
so anyway, he goes running. An alarm goes off. The alarm goes off for fucking ever.
Oh my God.
They chase him through the school. He gets to the auto shop, steals a car, gets out of there.
Steals a car.
I mean,
Like
in the
air quotes.
loosest sense.
Quotation marks.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't look at the IMCDB.
It's
Either
I love that
a
oil.
Plymouth Horizon or a Dodge Omni.
possibly even a Yugo. Would it have been a Yugo this early in the 80s?
No.
Well,
Oh,
specifically
I-
that car.
yeah, no.
I know that car
Okay,
because
okay.
my mom had one, and I rode 100,000 miles in it.
All right.
It's a awful car. It's one of those like Malaise era Chrysler sort of things with like the worst Mitsubishi engine ever assembled. It's
Well, he gets in it and immediately just starts trying to coax it to go faster, and that's
Yeah,
every
never
shot
gonna
of him in
happen.
the car. The cop gives chase for a long time. Cop calls in backup. He eventually somehow, during the slow motion chase, makes that cop end up in a ditch.
Yeah, I mean, I'm honestly kind of forgetting how
Well,
this all
he-
wraps up.
he-
Because I mean, at some point he just like loops back and he's like, I've got to go. At some point he laid a plan out of like, I've got to go back and take out the brain.
His whole thing has
Yeah.
basically been like, we need to go back and
Right.
destroy the brain.
I don't think this hypnosis is permanent. If we were to destroy the brain, blah
Right.
blah blah, well,
Yeah.
everyone will get woken up like the master vampire
Yeah.
or something. I
He
don't know.
eventually loops back and kind of blends into like this crowd that is joining the audience for the show. Now, the crowd outside is way bigger than the crowd inside. I'm not quite sure what's going on there, but at some point, the girl has been taken and has been chained up in a room with a bunch of naked bodies in
It's
it.
like
that-
it's like all the people that so throughout this, Dr. Blake has been and not Thor's alter ego, but like Dr. Blake has been like killing all these people and blaming it on Jim.
right.
And Jim's got Jim's got a stupid
Well,
last
just like-
name. It's like Marlovsky or I mean it's a way too
Majalewski.
yeah, it's just too complicated of a name for like your main guy to be saying it a lot. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
Especially because most of the characters want to
Refer
call
to-
him
yeah,
by his
but
last
yeah.
name, and I'm like, I'm never going to remember
Right.
that.
But it's really it's hardly even Dr. Blake murdering these people. It's just the brain and the results of being the brained have made some people die,
Yeah.
and plus the cop was blamed. So I don't think Blake does any killing.
yeah, but I'm
directly,
saying I think this room is full of all the people that Blake has killed and is blamed because like there's the beheaded doctor or the cop is there. I think.
Oh, I
There's-
didn't see.
Yeah, I mean, I
didn't
think
see
the
anybody on
chainsaw principal or whatever. I think all those people are in that room. That like he just was like, I'm going to collect all the bodies and hold. The
I saw
blame here.
people on the floor. I just didn't see
I don't know.
specific
Maybe not.
people.
Well, it's weird that he took their clothes off because she is fully clothed,
It's not that weird if you're a freak alien.
I
Yeah.
guess.
Maybe it's just other random bodies. Who knows? The bodies are on the floor. It doesn't matter. There's
Right.
dead people and she's chained up around them. It doesn't seem. She seems kind of nonplussed by it. Yeah.
Yeah, she's really not bothered by that. This leads to a very, very long back and forth throughout this building, up and down stairs, in and out of hallways, running over to the door, and he's like, "Oh, hey, it's you. I'll get you out of here." And then, David Harbour's here. I got to run.
Right.
So
But
back downstairs to the boiler room, back
It's just-
upstairs.
It's just so stupid because it ultimately culminates with he finds a pair of like aviators and puts them on and like walks out to the main room.
He does.
And immediately walks out to his parents who are like, Jim, is that you? I can't tell my own son when he's wearing sunglasses.
He puts these glasses on like he has come up with the foolproof plan to blend in. No one will know that it's him. Immediately, his mother is right there. Like, he doesn't even get 2 steps out of where he is
No.
when he confronts his mother, and she's just like,
Murderer.
"You're a murderer."
Yeah. Everyone,
So-
my son is a murderer. He's here. Get him.
And they're bad at getting him. There's no, like, body snatchers thing going on here. It's just like the old security guard's like, "Oh, wait, hey, So that guy gives chase, and then we're running through the building again.
Yeah, but he eventually, like, it's weird because all these people are milling about in this building, not part of the actual, like, the reason everybody's supposed to be here is that this local broadcast is going nationwide for the
Right.
first time.
Yeah,
and
they're
so
stoked about it.
it's a big deal because, hey, you know, like, if you've been body snatched, that you're in on this, so you know that we want to body snatch more people, so
Yeah.
or brain snatch, I guess, really. But anyway, so like the main studio, like they're actually starting the national broadcast, and he starts the broadcast like he does all of them, but then eventually he's like, I got to talk about Jim. He's a shithead. He murdered a bunch of people. We should find Jim.
Jim, you
And
should
then-
really
and
turn
then he's just
yourself
like,
in.
and like both sitting, he's like, oh hey Jim, it's
Yeah. Jim just walks out like it's a fucking Maury
Yeah.
Povich episode.
you. Yeah, he is not the father, but he is because he walks over and he's basically like, hey Dr. Blake, kapunch.
Hi, Doctor.
Yeah.
Punch.
Because he
Correct.
punches his head right off the top of his body,
Yep.
and it's all alien goo and stuff. I mean, it's sort of like the world's end. You know, it's a like a weird, not quite vessel for whatever the hell is inside. It was all hollow or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, and he's just like, look.
The audience is sort of like,
Huh,
that happened. Anyway, what
is
do
there
you
green?
have to say, Jim?
Why is there green in that guy? And he's talking directly to them, and he's like, you don't believe me? Look at the TV. You believe that? And then everyone turns and looks at the TV, which is pointed at his face, and
Yeah.
he just says all the same things again. It was all Dr. Blake, not me. They're trying to control your mind.
This
Everyone's
is
like,
irritating because Jim has two sentences to say, which is that I didn't kill anybody, Dr. Blake did it. And then he just repeats them and reverses them 16 times. Over and over and over again. The crowd never really officially seems like they have broken out of whatever has happened. They're never like, oh my God, what the hell is going on? We're free. Like, that doesn't happen. There's a mild reaction by his parents who are kind of like, oh, Jim's not a murderer. But everyone else in the crowd, there's nothing. And you kind of wanted this to be where the movie really gets batshit crazy and like the brain breaks into this room and just starts eating everyone in the room. It's just brain's just like, fuck it. That's not what happens here either.
no, he just goes to rescue his
He
girlfriend.
runs out of there again.
Yeah.
Because I think the David Harbour guy is broken. He
Yeah, I
came
think
into
some
the
more
room with a
cops
gun.
came in or something. Yeah. I
Yeah,
don't
and
know.
he's like, well, gotta go.
Oh yeah, because everyone was turning to his side, like, oh yeah, Jim's not a murderer, and then the unbrainwashed cops bust in and start shooting at him.
Yeah. Yeah. So he eventually goes and gets an axe, breaks down the door to get her out. As he's doing that, goon guy shows up again. He chucks the axe at this guy, not in a good way, just
not,
in
not
a, like
a
a
confident, like I'm gonna fireman axe throw this at you. It's just like a
But
Just
in a
like-
good way, like in
sure.
a good way for a
realistic-
panicked teen to
But
throw
like,
an axe.
if I was picking up a large stick to throw at someone who was kind of chasing me, it is just an awkward like, nah,
yeah,
axe at you.
he's just flinging it in
Yeah.
his general direction.
Right.
It's not like
He wasn't like axe throwing it.
right.
You know, it wasn't like an official like I will now split your melon open.
axe non fatalis.
Yeah. Jim also, or I guess maybe it comes after this, or was it before this? I don't remember. Jim has another hallucination of the naked lady. And the naked lady is just like, I'm in a hallucination. You need to get your shit together because the brain's going to eat you and all of this. I don't know if that was before he made the big speech or after. It's
I
at
don't
some
know.
point
Yeah.
he's in the boiler room and that happens.
Yeah, he overcomes his horniness basically.
Right, because it's
Because that's basically what she's like. You can't do anything. You're horny. Like, look at me. I'm naked and shit.
that's basically is
Yeah.
what happens.
And he's like, oh, okay.
Because he immediately gets that look on his face like,
yeah, I'm gonna
you
think
get
about.
when
I'm
there
gonna
are
think about
breasts in
actual
front of your
baseball
face.
and not the
Yeah.
fake one you were trying to make me gaslight me with.
yeah. So they are eventually back in the boiler room basement again, and the brain is there. Now the brain is, the face is now like floor to ceiling. It is, this thing is fucking huge. It
Yeah,
is.
it's
eating all those
like a
things.
Jay Leno brain now. Yeah, it's just all face.
Yes, it's the Robert Zadar of monsters. It's so much face. It literally, like the entire room, like it fills the frame. It is, and someone is like got this thing propped on a shopping cart and are just pushing it through the scene, chasing them around. And Jim is just picking up stuff off the shelves and throwing it at it. Again, we see all the sodium signs on the wall, and he's got a canister of it and is just punching it in the nose like it's a shark. He's just constantly just hitting this thing in the nose over and over again. And the girlfriend's like, Jim. And he looks at the label and he's like, oh, and just chucks it in the brain's mouth. and the brain sparks and explodes. They blow up the special effect that they had.
And he gets a little green goo on him, and then they're just like, well, I guess that's over now.
Minimal amount of they literally take a syringe and squirt some green goo in a pattern on the back of his sweater.
Back of his sweater.
Yeah. It just looks like cake decoration that they have squirted onto him. And he's like, all right, cool. And then everything's fine. Like, the movie ends properly. It's just, his parents are like, here's a letter from Princeton. You're going to go to Princeton. Haha, you're so smart, Jim. And he's like, well, gotta go. My girlfriend's
You're
here.
going to get to bone your girlfriend at college, like
Yeah.
she said, I guess. If that's where she's going. I don't know. It was never established.
It's weird because she shows up and he's like, okay, I'm going to get in your car.
It's like they're just going to hang out. It's
Yeah.
not like, like in the end of a lot of these movies where like the trunk is packed and there's, all sorts of things haphazardly broke on top. It's Celica.
They're not
and they
leaving
just get in it.
town. She is not still possessed. The brain isn't in the back seat.
The brain doesn't rip his mom through the window in their door.
Right. No bullshit at all. It just ends. Now they do this movie has a triangle wipe, which is the weirdest thing.
Delta wipe. I like Delta wipe.
Okay,
Ooh,
Delta wipe.
Yeah.
Oh, the most elite of the wipes. So, yes, it Delta wipes and they just push the special effect to the screen again. That's your final scare, but it's not an actual in the movie reality scare. It's not like, they didn't actually win. The brain's still braining, It's just, hey.
Or the brain will be back.
Yeah.
And,
No, there's none of that.
Also, I made that. I don't know if Delta wipe's the right thing. It just sounded really good.
It does sound good. I like it.
It's fine with me. I don't care.
I just wanted to sound, if you say something authoritative, and then you're like, oh, yeah, Delta wipe, sure, yeah.
That's what I did.
Bob in the live chat points out that it also eats the henchmen.
Oh, yeah.
That's one of the reasons that it continues
Yes.
to grow.
Yes, that's
it
right.
eats the massive henchmen.
Did eat
does.
Tex Harbor, and so...
It's not what?
Well, he's like, Randall Tex Cobb and David Harbor. It's Tex Harbor.
Okay. Yeah, it does. It eats that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it gets
In an orderly fashion.
super big.
He was a fat boy.
Don't diss orderlies.
I'm not disorderly. Dissing disorderlies. Now you're going barbarian.
That's part of the Fat Boys rap.
It is, yes. That, you mean that?
Yeah, that part.
I
Yeah,
can do that part.
yeah.
I'm just here for that. That's the Fat Boys.
That's the number one thing
That's all I
that
can
we
do,
have
yeah.
you on staff for. That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Fat boys are back.
Yep.
And we can never be wet. Do you remember the Fat Boys?
I do, yes.
All right, we should just watch Disorderlies again.
Okay. I am down.
I'll watch Disorderlies tonight with you after this.
Well, only if we can get
Donuts.
All right.
Donuts and Disorderly?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's our new podcast.
And drinks.
every week.
Right.
Drinks, donuts, and Disorderlies.
And-
Sounds like a
and-
night
and
show
watch-
on TNT.
And discourse.
And Discourse. Yeah, there we go. 4D.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
That's part of it because it's in 4Ds, yo.
And we're,
And there are 4Ds at this table.
yeah. D is for dumbass.
My God.
One's missing.
Yeah, his fell off.
All right, let's rate the brain.
Okay.
I cannot do that for some reason. There you go.
Neither of you taking this seriously, so I'll just go ahead and go.
No.
Maybe
Alright.
you guys will whip yourselves into shape. The Brain is not a great movie. It is
No.
not. It is not a good movie.
No.
There are aspects to The Brain that I think are admirable. I like the special effect. The idea of it is interesting. It is not executed very well, but I like the general plot. I really do like the effect. I really like some of the goofy shit they do. I like how the room just goes nuts on that lady at the beginning and like shrinks in on
It's
her.
a good effect. I mean, even like I don't think we mentioned it, and I'm not trying to step on you, but like they frame it such that like they can accordion door the walls in.
Yeah,
but they've
they're
got
all
but they've got the art that is flat so that it can accommodate for that.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. I don't know. I think it's just goofy. I think it's got a goofy kind of charm to it. It just, as like storytelling, no, it's bad. Like the reveal of this dude being an alien and the brain is, I don't even know if like Is the brain the superior power here? Is it? I mean,
Oh yeah, it's got to be right.
I don't know. It seems limited.
I mean, I think it's
It's
yeah.
yeah, it's
Maybe
controlling
it's like a
everyone.
queen bee situation. Like they have to get this here and like raise it and give it all the brainwaves from the humans, and then it becomes powerful. So
Okay.
I think it's like more like a raising a demon or
Yeah.
queen bee situation. Like it's got to get full power.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And they were just the henchmen, the lackeys.
Gotcha. I don't know. I'm gonna give it 2 jocks. I think there's enough neat things about this that I'm like, you know what? Yeah, you should watch The Brain. The Brain's kind of neat. Just you're not going into it for the story because my God, it is bad at storytelling. But there's just a lot of goofy shit going on, and that was enough for me.
Okay. I can give it a single jocks, and that's basically like I appreciate practical effects very much. I actually really appreciate the fact that I thought that the crazy Xerox building was a model, and then it's not.
It looked like a model.
Yeah,
at the
I mean,
beginning.
like it's actually like even shot. Like I don't know what kind of focus they used, but like it was.
Had a bit of that tilt shift to it.
It did.
Yeah.
It had tilt shift where it looked like the trees were fake and they were like in front of it.
Yeah.
It's just weird. So I mean, I don't know if they did that on purpose, even like to like we're gonna make you think this is a model and then we're gonna have people walk up. I honestly don't know. I doubt it.
I think they just shot
given
it weird.
everything that was going on. I seriously doubt they were like we're gonna fuck with people and shoot this so it looks like a model and then boom, it's real building.
I think had they never fucked up and shown that one shot that actually has the Xerox branding on
Oh,
the
yeah.
building,
Well-
we would have thought the entire time this was a made up bullshit building because it looks like a made up bullshit building. It looks like a fucking bathysphere. It's it's got portholes on it. And
Would you kindly come to the Xerox Research Center
yes,
Canada?
yes, it's a fucking BioShock building.
Yeah, and again, you never know what's from the exterior and interior shots. They're never necessarily the same building, but like wherever they were, if it was the Xerox building,
I think most of it was that building.
That it's cool ass architecture. Like it is weird because it is my kind of jam because it's like it's almost that Art Deco Kubrick style.
Yeah.
Like everything looks sort of like worn in 70s, but it's also futuristic and concrete at the same time. So
yeah, it's like
yeah.
it's almost like a
I don't know why I keep saying Kubrick. It's just Kubrick. I
Retro-
keep doing it wrong. Kubrick.
retro
Kubrick.
futuristic crossed with brutalist and like 20s deco
Yeah.
underwater exploration
Yeah.
sort of thing. It's really wild and I love it.
I just think that the company known for fucking making copies has a
Making
building that doesn't look like
copies.
anything else on the planet.
That's their material science building.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Also, they invented the fucking mouse. You're welcome.
Yeah.
Listen.
Yeah,
just
put some
saying.
respect on Xerox's name.
Yeah.
Okay.
Motherfucker.
Throwing that out there. I mean,
Also, they invented your mom.
Wow.
but yeah, I mean, like I said, there's practical things in it that I like. There's like some of the architecture and whatnot is fun throughout. The audio recording is bad, like in terms of like not only capturing the dialogue, but then just back-to-back cacophonies of like the fire alarm and then sirens for like 10 straight minutes was like I was like it was just like one of those things in a movie where it's like whatever rating was just like tick 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 tick, like the longer it went on it was like this is going down now.
Yeah.
I will say, not necessarily in the movie's defense, but maybe to explain some of the badness of the sound and everything. The back of the disc says this is a scan of the only surviving film elements. So
Gotcha.
they probably had to piece it together from the audio is probably from a VHS tape.
Well,
which,
what we're seeing now is not great.
Yeah.
Bob.
Well, also, I think Harlow's not necessarily knocking the sound quality because we understand the source.
Yeah.
it was just
it's
10
the
straight minutes of a
10
bell
minutes
ringing.
of bells
Yeah.
and sirens.
Yeah, I mean,
and
it's just like, and also like the
alarms.
false promise of like every time you rounded a corner, you're like, oh, finally, and then it's just like there is another fucking bell on the wall with the same volume happening now, and it's just like, oh, will you please get the fuck out of the school? Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, but Single Jocks. I mean, I still think it's kind of worth watching. It is bad. Like, I mean, you're much better off watching like a Body Snatchers or one of those kind of movies because it's a similar style thing, and they're just generally done better. So why bother? But there is a gooey brain if you are into that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked this plot line better when Batman Forever did it.
Good point.
Is my clever take.
Very good.
No, I
Take
actually.
that, the brain.
Yeah, suck on that.
Yeah. How dare you rip off a plot like 10 years earlier?
Yeah, exactly. That's why it's a galaxy
Or,
brain
no,
take.
not quite that. It's like 7 years earlier. Anyway, yes.
Anyway, I'm on board with the practical effects. I really liked, like Harlow did. I really liked that the room in the beginning closing in on itself. I thought that's what was happening, and then they kind of showed it in a larger scale, and I was like, oh yeah, sweet. They're just like making the room collapse in on itself. That's awesome, and it looks good and weird. So I really enjoyed that. The alien is really gooey, like very shiny and like wet looking.
And not to mention all the other places they had fleshy things pop out of teddy
Yeah.
bears and other
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
I don't know if that tentacle was gooey enough.
No, but the brain itself
Yeah.
was very gooey. Like
I just think when the weird tongue tentacle comes out of things and wraps it around, like it's just this very dry, rubbery looking thing.
Honestly, that was probably more due to the fact of this being so low budget and not wanting to have to redo the costuming
Oh,
every
I
time.
agree.
They
like
didn't have
that was the
enough goo.
that was the
No,
exact thought.
I think it was
had.
more like, like
Yeah.
if we're going to do another take, we're going to have to like throw another t-shirt on you because
Yeah.
you're going to be all gooey.
because this
Right.
guy only has one sweater.
Yeah.
yeah, that it does work out well for continuity's sake. That his
Yeah.
sweater stuff looks the same in pretty much every shot.
Sweater stuff.
Sweater stuff. Yeah, our protagonist sucks. I don't like him.
That's a problem.
There's no, like, I get it, like 80s movie, you're cool guy, prankster bro, it's just a prank bro kind of, vaguely jockey sort of dude. I don't like it. Wish somebody else had been the hero of this movie. Anyone else had been the hero, like
Why not
Willie.
the nerd? I mean, the nerd would have made more sense. Like, like, oh, I know our service we showed him. Like,
Yeah, sure.
yeah. I mean, fucking beat the brain with
yeah.
science would be pretty fucking cool. Like,
People
bigger brain beats the brain.
yeah.
Fucking,
People
yeah.
complain about Mary Sue's nowadays, but this guy, like, he's a jock. He's the cool guy.
He's a berry Sue.
Yeah. He's smarter than everybody else. He's also Johnny Football Captain or whatever.
He's actually like a
Johnny
greaser.
Football.
I mean, that's what's weird is like he drives like an old like Plymouth and a like leather jacket and stuff. Like he stepped off a
Yeah.
set of grease, but then it's just like he comes in and he's like, "Ha, you're Revenge of Eddie Haskell, motherfuckers."
Yeah.
It's like, ugh.
But I will also give it a jocks. I think that's fair. Fair warning, by the way, we had some DTS issues on our disc.
Yeah, we weren't down to sound at the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check this disc. This disc might be faulty.
Yeah.
It sounded like a bunch of robots screeching from the underworld at
Yeah.
us.
If you don't mind some commercials, it is on Amazon's Freeview or Shout
Freevee.
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 Yeah.
That used to be IMDb TV.
Yeah. So I'm saying if you don't mind
That's a much
some probably
better
ill-placed
name for
commercials,
that.
you can probably watch this movie rather easily.
Yeah.
It's out there. It's streaming and rentable in many different places. So
Yeah. So you can watch it. One jocks.
right on. I agree with that. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Yeah. Happy Canadian Boxing Day.
Right.
Happy Festivus.
Which I guess Chuck tells me is different from other Boxing Days.
Somebody told me that. So
Oh, they were
you're
lying
just
to you.
lying to
It's-
me.
no, I was telling you the truth based on what someone told me.
Oh. So you were inadvertently lying to me.
That's probably
All right.
by accident.
Okay.
But I did if
I mean, I don't know. It could be. I don't claim to be a font of
Canadologist?
Canadian knowledge here.
okay.
I have a general idea.
You're not a cannabis.
I think I'm doing better than some people of like general ideas of where the cities are up in Canada and stuff. But
I
like,
know they're up there.
up. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, it's a thing. It's
Right.
up there.
Yeah. But don't worry, we've got another Christmas movie
Do we?
next
Ho
week.
ho hooray!
Oh, do we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
I
do.
have no idea what's coming up.
I
ever.
know. But next week maybe a little something better.
Yeah.
A little something better.
Well, this is the time where we get contact information. So call us and tell us what you thought of Violent Night at 910-5JOCKS-BMF or 910-556-9263, or email us your thoughts to bmf@bmfcast.com. And I'm serious this time, guys. Talk to us. It's weird. It's crickets out there. While you're on the internet, go to patreon.com/bmfcast and give us your money. It's the holiday season, the time for giving, and what better place to give than to us? Because the Salvation Army sucks, and we don't.
Mm-hmm. We're about peace.
Yeah, the
And
Salvation.
we're about salvation, peacekeeping.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're like the AmeriCorps of charities, or something. I don't know. We're like the Peace Corps of charities. Yeah, we want to take your money so we can go to a foreign land and help people out by giving them money in exchange for booze and tacos.
We provide hope. Do we provide hope?
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
oh, yeah, we do. Yeah.
People have emailed us and told us that we gave them hope.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
As
right.
in, that somebody said they hope we die.
Yeah, good.
Anyway, patreon.com/bmfcast. If your grandma gives you a check for $5, that's like
Sign it over to us.
That's like 5 months worth of Patreon. Because you can get it for $1 and you get a shitload of content. You
Yeah.
won't believe your eyes. Or it's one month at the 5 Jocks level,
Which
will-
also-
which will give you a shitload of content, and even more content on top of that. You will get one of the finest shows we've produced, which is called "We Have All the Time in the World," a short James Bond podcast hosted by myself and Jens.
There's no subtitle on that podcast. There's a short James Bond. That doesn't exist. That show's long.
But I say it every time. Welcome to We Have All the Time in the World,
Yeah.
a quick James Bond recap podcast,
yeah.
hosted by me, PJ, and my friend Jens. Say hi, Jens. Hi. Kind of goes like that. You know if you've heard it. But anyway, $5 gets you the best podcast on the internet that isn't this one.
Right.
Apologies to the other podcasts that you guys do, BMFcast Extra and all the other shit.
No, that's
whatever
fine.
it's called.
Those are there too on Patreon.
They are. Yeah, you can get them if
You
you
can get
want.
those too,
But the good one's there at the $5 level. Anyway, check out bmfcast.com as well. And if Twitter still exists in your timeline or whenever you're hearing this, then you can check us out on Twitter too.
Yeah. Or if you can find this on your Twitter timeline, good luck.
Yeah.
Using the official app.
really, there's a Discord link on our webpage. You should really just come hang out in our Discord.
Yeah, come to the Discord. Discord.gg/whatever is after
Yeah,
that.
some numbers and letters.
I think we could do a custom one at some point. But
Okay.
if the more people join, the more likely we are to be able to do a custom link so that more people
Yeah,
can
because
join.
then we could sign up for Nitro. Nitro.
Right. Let's get out of here, shall we?
Okie dokie.
All right.
Okay. I'm Harlow.
I'm BJ,
I'm Chuck.
and this is BMFcast Out.
Okay. Threw me off. Like, all right.
I know.
I don't really want to leave, but okay, fine.
We were having fun here.
Were we? I'm sorry. We can still do that. Like,
No.
We're still here. It's
No.
Fucking donut
Fun's
time
over.
now,
Oh,
motherfucker.
Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
gotta go up to the racetrack and get a donut.
Leola made it. Congratulations. Concise. Yes, we are concise, Jens.
Oh.
It's you know what's funny, a little inside baseball here. I was just going to do a quick recap in the first one, the very first We Have All the Time in the World. And I started talking and just clicked into the normal BMF format and just started rattling off every fucking thing that happens in the movie and commenting on it. I've been trying to rein it in. So we've gotten down from like 6-hour podcasts to like 1.5.
Oh, good.
But we have fun. Jens and I have a lot of fun.
What?
I can confirm Mackey's alive. I hung out with him yesterday. So
Cool.
just in
Oh,
case
hey.
anybody wants to know.
I almost died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah. There's
Yesterday?
a shooting in my neighborhood.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of shooting in my neighborhood.
Oh.
Most of it was the cops.
Sure.
They brought all the equipment out though. They brought
Like the bomb disposal robot?
no, everything
Oh,
but that. They brought out the SWAT truck, the mobile command unit.
Can they bring out SWAT?
Yeah.
The SWAT when they go back. Okay.
Yeah. They brought those guys out too. All the guns. They brought all the guns.
Sure.
They also brought the little Bobcat with the riot shield thing on the front of it.
Ooh.
Yeah.
The police have themselves an RV.
Just about.
Oh, I thought you meant like He-Man's Battle Cat.
No, not Battle Cat, but like Bobcat, little skid steer.
I know.
I know what you mean.
Whoa.
Yeah.
What? Oh.
Oh.
That's Police Academy 3's Bobcat.
Ah!
Hopefully.
Yes. Police Academy 3.
Is that the one he's in? Is
He's
he?
I think he
2,
shows up
3,
in
and
2.
4.
Yeah.
2, 3, and 4? Okay.
He's a bad guy in 2, though.
Yes, he is. Then he joins the police.
Yeah, see, Police Academy 3's Bobcat. We like that.
Him and Mr. Sweet Chuck.
It's Citizens on Patrol.
Yeah. No, that's the fourth one.
The fourth one is
Yes.
is cops? Okay.
Third one is
I can't-
back in training.
Okay. I can't keep them. I don't think anywhere has them on any streaming service has them.
They were on HBO Max for a while, but then they vanished.
Not anymore.
They have been threatening to put out a box set on Blu-ray forever.
I don't want a box set. I
It
just
only
want 'em
came
on
out
streaming.
in Region 2
What?
because everything sucks. And if they were on HBO Max, they would just launch them into the sun and no one would ever know they existed.
Right. I've been meaning to rewatch them because I really liked those as a kid.
Yeah, boy, you're going to feel sad when you're like, hey, this first one's a movie. Oh, the second one's barely a movie. Oh, God.
I must have watched Citizens on Patrol like 5 dozen times when I was a kid. I don't know why.
They filmed some of that here
Did they?
in St. Augustine.
Is Sharon Stone
Oh,
in
that's
any of
not
them?
here.
Isn't she
She's
in
in
one
the
of
fourth one.
Okay.
No, third one.
Third one?
Fourth one is a different lady. Which is true. Yeah, Sharon Stone's in the third one. A different lady's in the fourth one. And then the Goot is gone.
The Goot. El Guto.
No, Sharon Stone is in the fourth one. What the fuck am I thinking?
Can y'all read that on stream?
Third one.
Not that. That's Kyle. You can read Kyle.
Hi, Kyle.
Can you on the stream? Can y'all read that? You should read it.
Probably depends on the size of the screen they're looking at. Cause
I don't know if it's
in my little,
too fuzzy or.
I mean, this is not a very large screen on this laptop anyway, and plus it's a thumbnail. It's half.
Oh yeah, it's blurry as shit. Because this is focused on me.
We could just overlay like fun, like under construction style animated GIFs that float across the screen like a flag, like a little plane carrying a flag that says
Yeah.
"Subscribe on picture." We'll just have
I've thought about
little
making
intruders.
I've thought about making some of those. I need to come
Yeah.
over and plop myself down in front of the stream machine.
They could just have like the cast of The Big Bang Theory like coming in and lean.
Oh yeah,
just be like
violators.
yeah,
The violators.
yeah, violators, not intruders. That's a different thing. Yeah, that's the anal intruder. That's back to Top Secret.
All right, Jens says it's legible on his TV, which I assume is like a 65-inch, and that's. I only want big spenders to be able to see.
That's right.
Patreon.
Hey, big spender.
Look at our live
Oh.
stream on TV.
I'm gonna stop making all the old man references. I'll
What?
Stop that. What? Hey.
All my references have been topical, so
Have they?
yes.
Just right on the
That's
skin.
because
huh?
you need salves,
Mhm.
because you're old.
Yeah. Maybe a good ointment.
Ointment. I should have said ointment. It doesn't feel like Christmas, even though we've watched a Christmas movie. It's too fucking.
I've watched too
warm
many
outside.
Christmas. I've watched more Christmas movies this year than any other year in a while.
On purpose, or
Yeah. I mean, yeah, kind of. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I watched that Noel movie because I was curious about the music. The one that the Lawrence folks, well, their dad made it, but then Lawrence did the music.
oh, okay.
Yeah. It's got Anna Kendrick and Bill Hader. It's actually a pretty cute little G-rated Christmas movie, all things considered. Yeah. And then I watched Spirited on Apple TV,
Oh yeah.
and I'm watching Batman Returns. I'm about halfway through that. It's a Christmas movie.
Yeah, that one's definitely a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't. It's more Christmas movie than this. Maybe more Christmas movie than Die Hard. I don't know.
Nah.
I haven't seen Batman Returns in a while.
Key point of Die Hard is that he uses the Christmas packing tape to put the gun on his back.
Yeah. Also, ho ho ho.
Now I have a
Yes.
machine gun.
And the fact that what is it? Carol the Bells plays through an action scene.
Now, see, our last extra movie, Tripwire, is a Christmas movie because not only are there Christmas decorations, but the lady is like, I can't come to work tomorrow. It's Christmas. She directly says Christmas.
It's true.
It fits into the plot.
Right.
This movie, Christmas, has fuck all
Kind
to do
of
with anything.
I mean, kind of it was not a Christmas movie because the movie paused for Christmas. She didn't come into work that day. I don't know.
Right. But then it jumps ahead a year and a day.
To Boxing Day
Yes.
in Canada.
Yeah. He went to Wyoming to fight people in bars.
Yeah. For no reason.
We're giving away this premium content. We need to shut up.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Sorry.
go to patreon.com/BMFcast.
Shut my
You
mouth.
freeloaders. Do I plug these in, or are they going to burn a hole in the table
No, just I plug them in at the start.
when you get here?
Look, it's like a donut.
Yeah.
That's why I want a donut.
Yeah.
Look, it's the international sign of the donut.
It's like a tiny
They
little
do
donut.
look pretty donutty.
All right, I want to go find donuts. If I have to go to the,
There's probably
Check your
really
HD.
shitty ones at the
Check your
racetrack.
HDR settings.
I go to dumpster behind Publix, I'll find some donuts.
No, you won't. The raccoons have already eaten
That's
them all.
true. The raccoons go for the donuts first. It's a fact.
Science. Raccoons. They love it.
Raccoons.
Raccooni.
Raccoon.
Oh, that's that shopping site.
It is, yeah.
I saw a commercial for it.
Yeah.
And they pronounce it like
Rakuten.
Rakuten.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
It's weird.
It's completely not.
It's not Rakuten.
I
It's
just-
Recruiter.
I'm so amazed that they had buy.com
And they changed it to Rakuten.
and they were like, nah, change that to
they
Rakuten.
change it to Rakuten.
Yeah.
As in the place where you go where they've got some sort of racket.
Yeah.
Either noise or illegal things.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's racketeering going on here. The
Racketeering,
one
yeah.
crime no one
And
understands.
raccoons.
Raccoons.
Yes. Raccooni.
You put like an extra tenacious D syllable in that.
No, it's from Everything Everywhere All at Once. That's for.
Oh.
no.
did they
Mine
have-
is from something earlier than that. I can't remember what
Oh.
it is.
No, because they misunderstood Ratatouille and they thought it was Raccacoonie and
Yeah.
they thought it had a raccoon on their head teaching them how to cook. Anyway.
Good night, everybody.
Yeah.
On that note,
Thanks for showing up.
It's a movie. People have seen it. People like it.
I'm sorry I
good.
shamed you all into showing up.
it's a good
tonight.
movie.
Yeah.
It's a good movie.
Thank
Why
you.
am I deaf?
Why but deaf?
Why are you doing
Hello.
I don't know.
Hello.
I hear you.
I hear you just
I
fine.
don't hear me very well.
I hear you just fine. I'm testing your
Fuck
subwoofers
happened
now
to me?
too. We're testing your
Uh,
HDR now. I'm testing your subwoofers.
Hello? Okay, I'm back. All right.
Oh, no, I went deaf in one ear.
Oh, no. Chuck's deaf.
I'm back. No, I'm all gone now. Boy, this thing sucks.
All right.
We need to replace that thing.
Okay. Well, let's get on it. We'll go to Sweetwater.com.
We'll finally upgrade from the Behringer one to a slightly nicer Behringer one.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's that thing or if it's our individual, like...
But they all suck. Like every
Yeah.
one of them is finicky as shit.
Well, I will see
It might be those gold-plated
I was going to say, I will
adapters.
see if I can find one that just has 1/8-inch plugs in it. We don't have to use
Yeah.
quarter-inch to 1/8-inch adapters. Yeah. But probably not because most professional headphones are quarter-inch.
Yeah. Or we could all get, like, new good headphones.
Pro cans.
Oh man, I can't wait to shop for headphones again.
What if we all just get all the same new Pro cans? Those are wearing out.
They are.
Finally.
Nothing like another fucking nightmare of trying to buy headphones.
No, we'll find a good
Ow.
recommended single brand. We all like over the ear, right?
Everyone listening, go to the Discord and recommend us some headphones.
Yeah.
Yens.
Go to the Podcast Talk
I know he's
channel.
going to say those Sony, like M200s or whatever they are, those ones he likes. The ones with the corded braid. I think that's what he likes.
Oh, the
I can't remember what the brand or the model
the
number is.
MDR
MDRs, yeah.
6V.
6V.
I think.
Sure, I don't know.
The
Yeah,
one- I
Something
have
on theirs and
I have a
stuff.
pair of those. Those are good. But something slightly like
Good.
I don't know, like in the $100 to $150 range.
Yeah. Get prices. Find some expensive shit.
Not I mean that's not
That's
expensive
really
for
not
headphones.
expensive for
Like
studios.
I know.
especially compared to Yen's headphones.
I know.
That's
I know.
ugh,
I'm basing it on mine. Mine costs like $14.
I know, and that's why they suck.
You suck.
I know.
Okay.
Well aware of this.
Thanks.
Where's the Christmas spirit?
Man, I got none of it. Like man, I just
I cannot spare a spirit. Not yet.
This year fucking sucks. Sucks on toast. It sucks.
All right.
So good night, everybody. Take us offline. I can't get up until you take us offline because every time I get up, then it saves the last image as our thumbnail.
Your crotch.
Oh, and it's your dick.
Yeah.
You.
No, it's me not in the shot, so it looks like there's only 2 people doing the podcast.
Oh, they're really. There's not enough brains for 3 people at this table. Even including the brain. Yeah.
Is it my fault? Is it my fault? It might be it's my fault.
I don't know.
If I don't know, it's definitely my fault.
Why is it your fault?
I don't know. It's just that there's not enough brains, and I was like, it's probably my fault.
Oh. No, we just need more brains.
Or Brian's.
Yeah. Can we get a Brian on this show?
Should.
All right.
I'm sure there's some out there.
Yeah. There's probably one Brian somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you know a Brian,
Right.
tell us.
Yeah. But you're disqualified if you are one.
Yeah.
You got to know one. If you are one, you just...
So we're saying, like, if someone actually is actively listening right now,
That
could
is
not-
a Brian.
that is a Brian, they couldn't join the podcast?
No.
It would have to be someone that
They have to refer a Brian.
someone that's
Yeah.
not listening.
Yeah.
A non-listening Brian.
Right. I need a third-party Brian.
Okay. All
I
right.
mean, the person that's listening can know a Brian. That's fine.
Yeah.
Right.
We want that.
Yes.
Right, I'm just saying, no Brians would be listening because they're disqualified, and so.
No, they would be listening.
They
They
can
just
listen.
can't recommend themselves.
Oh, but they would have to know another Brian.
Right.
Yeah.
So if they want to form like a network of Brians and all
No,
recommend
don't
each
that.
other.
I'll know. I'll know if you're.
Will you?
Yeah, if you're trying to
A
sauce the Brians.
A Bri ring.
Yeah.
Sauce the Brians.
I was trying to think of another word for it, but
Fucking
sauce.
Guy Fieri showing up to that restaurant. Gonna sauce these Brians. Woo! Flavor Town.
Never had your Brian sauce. You're missing out.
That's true. I've had chicken. I think I've had chicken Brian, right? Is that a
Yeah,
thing?
that's a thing.
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Chicken Brian.
If you are a chicken Brian,
Yeah.
you are also disqualified from hosting
Yeah,
because
sorry.
Yeah,
yeah.
because you're a cock. Or you're a cocksucker. I mean,
Also, if you're a chicken Brian, you probably can't podcast.
Yeah.
You'll just have to sit there and steam.
End this.
all right, bye.
I'm Harlow,
I'm Slappy,
We did that.
and this is the podcast.
and I'm chicken fuck.